Good morning. Today is the 30th December. Let's get started. हम आगे खुद को पृथ्वी के चार महान बोधिसत्व के लिए हम ईमानदारी से महामंत्र गोहनजों के सभी आदरणीय लोगों के लिए सतर्म पुंडरीक सूत्र शाश्वत बुद्ध शाक्य मुनि प्रभुत रत्न बुद्ध और सभी अतिथि वर्तमान और भविष्य के बुद्धों के लिए 10 दिशाओं में समर्पित करते हैं। हम आगे खुद को पृथ्वी के चार महान बोधिसत्व के लिए समर्पित करते हैं, जैसे विशिष्ट चारित्र बोधिसत्व, अनंत चारित्र बोधिसत्व, विशुद्ध चारित्र बोधिसत्व, सुप्रतिष्ठित चारित्र बोधिसत्व। बोधिसत्व के सभी बोधिसत्व मंजूश्री, समंतभद्र, मैत्रेय, अवलोकितेश्वर, शाक्यमुनि के महान शिष्य बुद्ध सारिपुत्र, मोग्गारण, काश्यप, आनंद, शुलाबक और धर्म के सभी लक्षणात्मक देवताओं के लिए हम आगे अपने मूल बुद्ध द्वारा भेजे गए महान बोधिसत्व निचिरेन शोनि के लिए खुद को समर्पित करते हैं। हम आगे अपने आप को उनके शिष्य लेंगे आचार्य निचिजी शोनि, पहले विदेशी मिशनरी के लिए समर्पित करते हैं। सभी जीवों को वह पुण्य प्राप्त हो जो हमने सूत्र के पाठ से संचित किया है। हम आप सभी को यह हार्दिक भक्ति प्रदान करते हैं। आप हमारे प्रति अपनी करुणा से इस पवित्र स्थान पर आए, हमें अपनी बुद्धि के प्रकाश से देखें और इस सूत्र का पाठ करने और नमो म्योहो रेंगेक्यो का जप करने की हमारी पेशकश को स्वीकार करें।無常人人未妙の法は百千万号にも相立て祀ることかたし、我今検問し従事することを得たり、願わくは如来の第一義を下せ、至極の大乗を思議すべからず、検問即地皆菩提に近づく。能戦は奉仕、所詮は奉仕、色相の文字はすなわちこれ王人なり。無料の功徳皆この経に集まれり。 このゆえに自在に妙に訓示密に訳す内無知罪を滅し善を生ずもしは真もしは法共に仏道を長ぜ三世の諸仏人人の妙伝なり諸上世世地具し頂戴せ妙法蓮華経法弁本題にその時に生尊三昧より安城として立って舎利発に告げたまわく諸仏の知恵は人人無量なりその知恵の門は難下難入なり一切の正門百四仏の知ることあたわざるところなり家はいかん仏かつて百千万の無種の諸仏に真言しことごとく諸仏の無量の同法を行事有名精進して名称あまねく聞こえたまえり人人未曾有の法を成就してよろしきに従って時たもところ御心悟りがたし舎利をつわれ成仏しておりこの方衆の因縁衆の非をもって広く言教を述べ無種の方便をもって衆生を引導してもろもろの主釈を離れし無家はいか如来は方便知見腹密皆すでに具足整理舎利発如来の知見は広大人のなり無量無下力無相違全上下脱三昧あって深く無際に入り一切の未曾有の法を成就整理舎利発如来はよく種々に分別し巧みに諸法を説く根治入難にして衆の心を越化せしむ舎利発用をとってこれをいわば無量無辺未曾有の法を仏ことごとく成就したまえり闇難舎利発また特命からず家はいかん仏の成就したまえるところは第一形にして難下の法なりただ仏と今しよく諸法の実相を空人したまえりいわゆる小法尿税総尿税小尿税大尿税力尿税差尿税陰尿税遠尿税下尿税法尿税本末苦教となりいわゆる小法尿税総尿税小尿税大尿税力尿税差尿税陰尿税遠尿税下尿税法尿税本末苦教となりいわゆる小法尿税総尿税小尿税大尿税力尿税差尿税陰尿税遠尿税下尿税法尿税本末苦教とAfter carefully considering how he can expound clearly the substance of his enlightenment, Shakyamuni Buddha calmly opened his eyes and began talking to Shariputra, who has known to be the Buddha's wisest disciples. The wisdom of the Buddha, not to mention my own wisdom, is so deep and wide that it is far beyond your imagination. Since you can't want to understand Buddha's enlightenment if it is expounded as it is, I first try to reveal my mind by using hoben or expedient wisdom. Following your heart, however, since you could not even understand the purpose behind hoben, you are far from being able to enter the world of the truth. Shirabaka, who understand impermanency just by listening to the Buddha's teaching, who seeks enlightenment just by sensing impermanency through experience, are the people who are practicing individually to reach the state of enlightenment. Hence, they cannot understand the interrelation between expedient and the truth. This is because the Buddha, unlike you, has trained himself under countless Buddha, carried out countless practicing taught by them, and accomplished the goals of severe practice in order to attain enlightenment. His reputation is widespread. The Buddha's enlightenment is unprecedentedly deep and has been preaching and expounded skillfully. However, it seems to be too difficult for you to understand the true meaning. Shariputra, ever since I became a Buddha, I have been expounding my teaching broadly, using example and parable. I used every kind of human or experience wisdom in order to lead people and save them from attachment. The reason that was possible is because the Buddha is perfected, equipped with an understanding of both human and the truth. Shariputra, the Buddha's wisdom is wide and deep. That is to say, Buddha's hold for immutable mind, known as Jihikisha, love, compassion, happiness, and disinterestedness. And when they expound his teaching, he is versatile and flexible, equipped with 10 kind of supreme wisdom, and teach us. He believes without reserve. At that time, his mind is unshakable, wiping off hesitation, completely distances from any suffering, and focusing on goodness so that he can ascertain the truth. In other words, the Buddha has all the wisdom to teach and lead all people. Shariputra, the Buddha adapted his teaching in accordance with time and place, congruing a teaching method fit for each person he teaches. His way of teaching is very flexible, bringing those who he teaches to certainly enjoy. Shariputra, all I told the Buddha has attained the Dharma, immeasurable excellence, which none has achieved up to now. I will stop expounding my teachings to you. Listen carefully, Shariputra. I probably should not expound my teaching to you, since you cannot understand the true purpose of the Buddha's teaching. The reason being, my word of enlightenment is unprecedented and is the most superior. It is a word you will never be able to reach. Only the Buddha's attachment, the reality of all things in their fullest extent. This true state of all things must be viewed from the following 10 kind of perspectives. Soul is the outside appearance. Show is a nature hidden inside. Tai is a combination of the two. Fundamentally of existence. Riki is the inner power. Sa is the outside effect. In is a direct cause. En is an indirect cause. Ka is the result. Ho is a new interrelationship with the surroundings suitable to its effect. The factors of home, which encompass Sa, So, Sho, and Tai, and Machu, which encompasses the rest, are the factors existent in all things and always complement one another. This is our tool and our achievement. Myo Renge Kyo, Myo Rai Juryo Hondai Juroku, Ware Hotoke o ete yori kono kata hetaru tokoro do moroboro no koshu, 無料百千万億歳阿僧ぎなり、常に法を説いて無私欲の衆生を強形して仏道にいらしむ。しかしそれよりこの方無良好なり衆生を同せんがためのゆえに方便して を下ず、しかも実には滅動せず、常にここに重して法を説く。我常にここに重すれども、もろもろの神通力をもって天道の修正をして、しかしといえども、しかもみざらしむ。主はが我が滅動を見て広くシャリを供養し、ことごとく皆連邦を抱いて活合の心を生ず。修正すでに神仏し、式軸にして心入断に一心に仏を見立てますらんと欲して自ら神妙をしまず、時に我及び修相ともに両重線にいず、我時に修正に語る、常にここにあって滅せず方便力をもってのゆえに滅不滅ありと現ず予告の二の修正、空行し信行するものあれば、我またかの中においてもために無常の法を説く。なんだちこれを聞かずしてただ我滅動すと思えり、我もろもろの修正を見れば空海に持つ財政理かるがゆえにために身を厳絶してそれをして活合を起こさしむ。その心を連合するによってすなわち出てために法を説く。神通立の格のごとし阿葬儀行において常に両重線及び世のもろもろの重症にあり、修正庫を尽きて大火に焼かれると見るときにも我がこの道は安穏にして天人に10万整理、本輪もろもろの道学伝人道10万に整理、本輪もろもろの道学始終の宝をもって総言整理、法中は皆多くして修正の遊び楽しむところなり、小天天空の鼓を打って常にもろもろの義学をなし、曼荼羅の花を降らして仏及び大衆に散らす。我が浄土は破れざるに、しかも衆は焼けすぎて夫婦もろもろの空の格のごとくことごとく10万せりと見る。このもろもろの罪の修正は悪業の因縁をもって阿葬儀を優れども三方の皆を聞かず、もろもろの功徳を修し入は七力なることあるものはすなわち皆我が身ここにあって法を説くと見る。ある時にはこの衆のために仏十無量なりと遠く久しくしてすなわち仏を見立て祀る者にはために仏には愛がたしと遠く、我が地力格のごとし栄光照らすこと無量に寿命息子なり、久しく合をしして得たるところなり、なんだちいちあらんものここにおいて疑いを生ずることなかれ、まさに断じて長く突き刺しむべし仏御事は実にしてむなしからず、いのよき方便をもって王子を癒さんがためのゆえに、実にはあれどもしかもしすというによくこうも徳ものなきがごとく、我もまた世の父としてもろもろの空言を救うものなり、凡夫の天道せるがために実にはあれどもしかも滅すという常に我を見るをもってのゆえに、しかもおごりの心を起こし法一にして五欲に弱し悪道の中に落ち我常に修正の道行事道行ぜざるを知ってどすべきところに従ってために衆の法を説く。自らこの念をなす何をもってか修正をして無常道にいることを得て速やかに仏心を常時せしめんと。Repentance. 非黄金使用妙法蓮華経如来人力本大十21条をもってこれをいわば如来の一切の浄土法如来の一切の自在の人力如来の一切の非用道場如来の一切の人人の地味なこの教において戦地建絶このゆえになんだち如来の滅亡においてまさに一心に従事し、独従し、芸摂主座し、説のごとくに修行すべし、商在国道にもしは従事し、独従し、下摂主座し、説のごとく修行すること、アーランもしは教願小中のところ、もしは恩中においても、もしは臨中においても、もしは受下にいても、もしは僧帽においても、もしは白衣の家にても、もしは伝統にあっても、もしは三冠、荒野にしてこの中に港を建てて供養すべし、家はいかんまさに知るべし、このところはすなわち高齢道場なり、諸仏ここにおいてアーノクターラ山脈三宝大王へ、諸仏ここにおいて法輪を展示、諸仏ここにおいて発寧反したも、Within the spirit of the message of this Lotus Sutra will be handed down from generation to generation forever. I, the Buddha, state the main point of teaching carried in the Odaimoku. The Odaimoku include all the merit of the Buddha's enlightenment. The Daimoku contain all the supernatural powers of the Buddha to save all people. The Odaimoku is a crystallization of the Buddha's boundless wisdom necessary to teach and lead all beings. The Odaimoku expresses all merits the Buddha has practiced. These four things showing the Buddha's real image and spiritual experience rebirth in the Lotus Sutra, the Buddha's deed. True mind in the Daimoku. Especially after the Buddha's extinction, you must keep in the mind that you should believe from the bottom of your heart in the Lotus Sutra and the Odaimoku, in which the entire mind of the Buddha is clearly explained, and that you should recite and study the Lotus Sutra and chant the Odaimoku in order to practice the Buddha's teaching as instructed by the Buddha. Wherever the place might be, as a place where the teaching of the Lotus Sutra have split and the faith in the Odaimoku is practiced in correct and proper ways, you must set up a place of prayer and spend a life with faith in the Sutra, be it in the village or countryside, with farms, woods, or groves, or in a monastery, or in the house of ordinary people, or residence of higher status people, or in a mountainous village or a vast plain. The reason for this is that nowhere else but a place where the Odaimoku is believed in and its teaching are expounded is the true place of prayers. It is this place of prayer to the Odaimoku where all Buddhas have become enlightened. Here, the Buddha expound their teaching. In other words, this Saha world in which we live believing in the Odaimoku is the very place where the Buddha's true word lives. For deep reflection on everyday life, for cause of all troubles and suffering in life, all come from your misunderstanding. If you wish to notice your errors, you should collect your mind and set the truth in all matters. You must have proper belief to do so. If you deeply reflect upon your errors, even if there are errors which come from misunderstanding. And if you see the true appearance in things, it will be like when fox and dew disappear in the sunlight. You will eventually realize your errors and certainly be forgiven. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. 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 四教南寺脈残寺社が即歓迎小仏薬年如是死に小仏昇誕世俗有名世俗生じ世名字会行図打者即位失徳部成仏道能来世独自死教是神仏師従順全知仏滅道後能下講義で昇天に世間資源奥異性の周遊説一切天に太陽供養 I now show my appreciation to the three treasures of the Lotus Sutra, the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, for my being able just now to chant the Odaimoku and recite the Lotus Sutra, and offer the merit of chanting of the Odaimoku and the reciting of the Lotus Sutra to all those who have granted me favors with gratitude and to those who have passed away. I have the honor of chanting the Odaimoku and reciting the Lotus Sutra in front of the Mandala Gohonzo, which shows its perfect harmony and his unprecedented in history. I call on Kuon Jitsujo no Shakyamuni Butsu, the eternal Buddha Shakyamuni, or the original Buddha, who continue his eternal relief mission. I call on Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, the fundamental law of cause and effect, which works beneath all existence, including human beings. I call on the Honge Jogyo, supernatural practice, Bodhisattva Nichiren Daibosatsu, the Buddha's messengers, assigned especially to the period of Mappo, the latter age of the Dharma, who revealed the existence of the original Buddha and the true law of Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. I pray from the bottom of my heart and offers my profound appreciation to these fundamental treasures, all expounded in the Lotus Sutra. Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Especially, I pray that the merit of our faith will lead the spirits of our ancestors. At the same time, I pray that all spirits, related and unrelated, will attain Buddhahood. The concluding parts of the Juryo-hon, chapter 16, the duration of the life of the Tathagata, and the Jinriki-hon, chapter 21, the supernatural powers of the Tathagata, of the Lotus Sutra, which we have just recited, read as follows. I have only one wish, that is to know how I can quickly lead you to the light way of faith so that you can attain Buddhahood. For that purpose, chant Odaimoku and lead your life following the teaching of the Odaimoku. Even if you cannot see me, if you do so, you will certainly walk along the way of the Buddha and attain enlightenment. In this word, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, to leave us with no choice but to resort faith day by day. Nichiren Shonin expound his teachings as follows. Reflecting deeply on my past, I Nichiren studied Buddhism from childhood and began to ponder and wish as follows. People's lifespans are never for a single moment, static and continue to change. If you look closely at the state of one's dying moment, you will find that the bliss once exalted is never inhaled again. That is exactly like when dew on top of the leaf falls off to the ground. Our life ends regardless of wisdom or foolishness, old age or youth. Therefore, since we have such a transitory life, we must learn about it deeply, keeping in mind day after day that the end of life is just before us and that our life is limited. Thinking about it in this way, you must come to realize that the most important thing up to death is a noble heart as a fundamental part of human beings. There is no other way to realize the existence of that noble heart and cultivate it than to follow the proper faith. Since the proper faith is persists the faith in the Odaimoku, you should devote yourself to it without delay. Silence the proper mental activities allies with the proper faith. True peace is achieved only when people who are engaged in such a mental activity collectively form a nation. At that time, those who live there will live at peace both in mind and body. Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Venerable Nichiren Shonin's words. You should quickly bring your mind to faith and follow the sole good of the true beaker. If the country doesn't decline, our safety is secure and we will be able to keep our mind tranquil. The treasures of the body are superior to treasures in a storehouse. The spiritual treasures are superior to the treasures of body. I advise you to accumulate spiritual treasures. My head is the head of my father and mother. My legs are the legs of my father and mother. My 10 fingers are the 10 fingers of my father and mother. My mouth is the mouth of my father and mother. Yesterday, it happened to others. Today, it happened to oneself. Flowers bear fruit. Likewise, a young bride will become a mother-in-law. Will you not neglect faith and chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo? allows flow with the bow's power. Men's acts are the result of women's powers. When we see smoke arising, we find fires. When we see men, we find women. Mischief comes from our mouths and doing us. Happiness comes from our minds and adore us. Those who believe the Lotus Sutra necessarily gathers happiness from afters. Play to the Lotus Sutra, wishing for longevity such as that of the crane or a turtle, and for happiness as when the moon is waxing and the tide is rising. A lamp grows when fed with oil. Grasses and trees glow thick when it rains. People will prosper without fail when they do good act. All living beings should respect three things: master, teacher, and talents. Consider this in your deliberation because of the principle that life is impermanence. Those who are born never fail to die. With Nichiren Shu, boundless compassion, Namu-myoho Renge-kyo will spread beyond the 10,000 years period and into that boundless future. Strive to carry out the two ways of practice and learning. Without practice and learning, Buddhism will cease to exist. Disciples of the Buddha should not fail to feel grateful for the full favors received from parents, people, nation, and Buddhism will repay them. Even though no specific reason may exist, the occasion of our death is certain to happen. To study Buddhism, first of all, we must know the time. Hello exile in the mind of those who have contempt for their father and treated their mother like a fool. You may have become ill because of the compassion of the Buddha. This illness may cause you to become aware of faith. Those parents bring us as many as 10 children. Children do not sustain their one mother. The Buddha says parents are always mindful of their children, but children do not worry about their parents. Some people recite the Lotus Sutra only with their mouths. They read the words of the sutra, but not the mind of the sutra. Even if they read the mind of the sutra, they read it without the experience of the sutra. When things go well, we should regard it as a miracle. When things go badly, we should regard it as a matter of course. Namu-myoho Renge-kyo Shujo Muhen Seigando Bonno Mushu Seiganda Homo Mujin Seiganji Butsudo Mujo Seiganjo. Sentient beings are immeasurable. I vow to study them all. The way of the Buddha is excelled. I vow to attain the path sublime. Namu-myoho Renge-kyo. Namu-myoho Renge-kyo. Namu-myoho Renge-kyo. Sentient beings are immeasurable. I vow to study them all. The way of Sentient beings are immeasurable. I vow to study save them all. Our evil desires are exhaustible. I vow to quench them all. The Buddha's teaching is immeasurable. I vow to study them all. The way of the Buddha is excelled. I vow to attain the path sublime. Namu-myoho Renge-kyo. Namu-myoho Renge-kyo. Namu-myoho Renge-kyo. Okay, thank you so much. Have a nice day. Let's continue chanting for inner peace of all living beings. सभी जीवित प्राणियों की आंतरिक शांति के लिए नामयों होरेंगे क्यों का जप जारी रखें. बहुत धन्यवाद. Have a nice day. शाम को मिलेंगे और कल मिलेंगे.